Before we get into the not so jolly bylaw that you've been facing, can I ask you a bit about what we're seeing on Zoom here today? Like, you're under these arches. What did you make them out of?
Well, they're actually made out of Schedule 40 PVC half-inch pipe and three-quarter-inch pipe wrapped in Christmas lights and rebar in the ground. And and of course, they took forever to make and 3 days to install.
And so when you walk under them, it's almost like you're in a lit tunnel there over top of the sidewalk.
It actually is. At night, it's beautiful. The daytime, I turn the lights on, but it really doesn't do justice. It literally is a tunnel. And because our street is nice and dark at night, it literally lights up the whole sidewalk. And we've got a brand new sidewalk and a brand new street, so everything is reflecting perfectly. The only thing we're missing is a little bit of snow on the ground.
Yeah, we sure are. So how many of those arches do you have, and what's the span of it? Does it go all the way in front of the public sidewalk in front of your property, or how long is it?
Well, it's the entire length of my property. Actually, I'm borrowing a little bit of the neighbor's property. Let me check. Yeah, I'm in 10 feet into their property, but that's okay. The total length is 55 feet long, and they're 9 feet wide from 2 feet on each side of the sidewalk, and 10, actually we measured it yesterday, 10 feet 7 inches high.
Got it. And you, I have to say, like, you are dressed up as Santa this morning with the little glasses and the outfit. I can't resist this question. Like, how long have you been dressing up in this way? You really do look like jolly old Saint Nick, man.
Thank you. I get that a lot. I don't know why. Actually, since 2016, my wife Roxanne, Mrs. Claus, asked me to do a Christmas banquet with her employer, and we did that. And then I ended up walking through Portage Place, going over to Eaton Place at the time, and it created quite a stir. And kids came around, and we thought, hey, this is really fun. Let's dig into this, and it just exploded from there. It's every year.
I mean, your shape, your size, your glasses. You look like you've got a quality velvet outfit. Is that your real beard?
Yes, that is my real beard. Yes. Yep.
Impressive.
Yeah, I apologize. Normally, I get up every morning and I pretty it up and everything, and you kind of caught Santa in the raw, if you know what I mean.
I love that you're with us under the arches. Now let's talk about the serious stuff here. So you had this plan to do this, quite excited. How much money did you spend on it? And then when did you first start hearing complaints about these arches?
Okay, we total investment so far, we're looking at $1,855. That's $1,855. I set it up. I designed it, and then in the backyard, and moved it out. It took me 3 days to set it up here, and within 48 hours, we had a constable here. There was a 311 complaint. We pretty much know in the neighborhood we have a Grinch, and we pretty much know who it is, but we can't be 100% sure. And the constable asked me, is it movable? Oh, anything's movable time of year. And he said, you might have to take it down. Okay. Then 2 days later, he showed up again, and the same person called 311, made a complaint, and he said, okay, it's got to come down. It's got to come down by the next morning. I phoned every number I possibly could, between building permits, land design, everything possible to see if I could get this done. And I was running into zero.
So let me interject for a second. What was the nature of the complaint, and why did the city say you had to take it down? Did it have to do with being on public property? Was it too bright? Like, what was the nature of why the city said this is a complaint? You have to think about what you're doing here. Possibly take it down.
Yeah, because of privacy laws, they wouldn't tell me who or what the complaint was.
Okay.
That was it. They said, sorry, privacy law. But they said it might interfere with the plowing operation. I said, at 9 feet wide, you've got a city plow that does 9 feet wide. And he said, well, they are tall. So I went down to Pacific Avenue and got the measurements, and it's 7'4" is their highest plow.
Okay.
So, but I was at that point, I was already at 9 feet. So it didn't seem to be a problem. Then they said, no, the obstacle we ran into was no, not going to happen, not going to be done. They wouldn't give me any cooperation whatsoever.
So how is it you did end up securing a permit, which is why the arches are still there this morning. You're allowed to keep this. Why did that happen? Who did you reach out to and why did that happen?
Well, I actually reluctantly, because I'm Santa, I beg forgiveness rather than ask permission. And because that's what I found how things get done. Do something first and then see what happens from there. Well, didn't work out. So I reached out to Devi Sharma. And I said to Kathleen that was there, I says, I reluctantly calling you. I was sure I could handle this. And she said, no. I will get Devi to look into this. Well, lo and behold, Devi personally called me back an hour and a half later, and I explained what was going on. She said, okay, don't take the arches down. Let me make some calls. Then I guess the boots hit the ground and the phones were lighting up. Next thing you know, I'm getting calls from the permit office. When can we come down and do some measurement? Well, that's what I was asking, but they wouldn't talk to me before. So Devi Sharma, in her excellence of customer satisfaction, if you wish, she stirred up the pot and got things going.
So this because initially they weren't responding to you. So this is your area councillor, just so people know, in that part of Winnipeg, Devi Sharma, who went to bat for you. I do have to ask you a bit of a push question here. We've done interviews in the show where the city will go into someone's backyard if there's a bylaw and they'll cut the grass even, or they'll make a huge issue over other things that are happening on public property. I'm wondering what your response is to that. Someone might say, well, this isn't fair. It is over a sidewalk. Do you think the city should lighten up overall with their bylaws? What's your sense of that there's a sort of an imbalance here?
You know what? I get it. And here's where I have to understand. The city had nothing on file. What crazy person would spend, $1,800 and put arches over a sidewalk? Santa, that's who. And, so they didn't have anything on file. They had there was no template. There was no nothing. So I can understand from the city's standpoint that this is precedent setting, and going forward, there's, somebody as crazy as I am, that's going to say, hey, I want to put arches over my sidewalk. So now they've got a template and they can say, okay, this is what you got to do. And so I get it from their standpoint. They got to do what they got to do.
Well, right now you have set the precedent. There's the arches, and they're in the neighborhood for people to enjoy. Why don't we end with what you've heard positively from people in the neighborhood since you've got this all up, Bruce? Or Brad, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I've got all the neighbors. All the neighbors on both sides are ecstatic about it. We have literally most of the street is all lit up now. We have a traffic flow. We're the Wellington Crescent, or the West St. Paul of the Santa Wonderland of Winnipeg. So the response is unbelievable. The people are coming by all times, all kinds, and I tell them, come by at night. It simply opens up and it lights up the whole neighborhood. And take pictures, take videos. We have international people. We picked up a reporter from the airport yesterday from Philadelphia that's actually coming down tonight to do his spiel, to send it back to his editor. We've got a group of 26 people with disabilities coming in. They're actually going to be here on Friday. They're coming by on Monday, on a Santa Christmas tour. So
you're already a new attraction in the city.
Oh yeah, it's turned into holy smokes.
Thank you so much, Brad, for being up early with us this morning and for being under the arches. We appreciate it. I feel like I should say bye Santa and not bye Brad, so I'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you tell everybody the real name, then you're on the naughty list. I'm just kidding. You know what? we have a naughty list of 1 through 5. And everybody's on the naughty list of 1. And here's the nice thing. How you get on the nice list? Just do a good deed that day, and you're on the nice list. And Santa's watching. Santa's watching.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you, my dear. You have a fantastic day, and Merry Christmas at Winnipeg and the entire country that CBC covers.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's our first Merry Christmas on air. That is Santa, a.k.a. Brad Wallace. He's known as McAdam Santa. He lives out on McAdam. They actually have a new sidewalk out there. Our story, though, was into the bylaws and into the restrictions and into the complaints that can happen in neighborhoods at this time of year. And when we're all decorating our yards, right, or those people who do so, you might be coming up against some of these things. So this is an interesting case that, as he said, is in his view, the first of its kind. I don't remember reporting on anything like this before. He created these huge arches across his sidewalk. You can check out his house. As he said, he's opening it up to public viewing. That's at 742 McAdam Avenue in Garden City. We did reach out to Councillor Devi Sharma, by the way. We just did not hear back in time for the interview.